Duncan can still brighten up the dreariest of days, just like making it work. All right. Good morning, or good whenever part of the day you're watching this video, movie. Is it a movie? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jimmy. We're making it work. We are going to spend a day in the shop fixing some cars, hopefully. Not a lot of stuff going on in the parking lot again this morning, but that'll happen from time to time. We're going to do our best to make it happen. Learn a thing or two, have some fun. Try to figure out what happened to the tarp that was over my roof. Oh, there it is. It's in the back of the truck now. That's all right. That's a welding tarp. They're pretty adorable. I use it to cover something I don't want dirt or overspray on while I'm working. So anyway, if you saw last week's video, we got the camper. We're waiting on one more ABS sensor. That should be done. Waiting on an ABS sensor for the Ford Fusion, and that should be done. We'll see what else we can get done for you today too. We'll have some fun, I'm sure. It's rainy and it's not really cool out. It's kind of strange. It's probably 73 degrees and wet. Usually it waits till the afternoon to rain. Once we get in there and get the shop open up and get started, stay tuned. It's gonna be an interesting drive. Mercedes brake check. I don't know what kind it is. It's a 2008 C300 with 107,000 miles. It's in pretty nice shape, like a 7. Auto lamp function inoperative. That's terrible news. Doesn't run too good. She said the brake fluid's low. She didn't say anything about the wipers being on or the blinker. I'm gonna turn them off. I'm gonna get this on the lift. Look at the brake fluid. She said it looks like it's almost empty. So it's either empty or really clean. We're gonna take a look. Fire this day up, man. It's 9 o'clock. First ticket. We're gonna I fear we're gonna have another slow weekend. We're only going 4 days this week because I'm going on vacation. That's a shame. It is low. Probably needs some brakes. Everything looks pretty good on the brake pads and rotors. About 7mm in the back, and 8 or 9mm in the front. Tires are getting close. Look at this one. Ooh, that tire is no bueno. This might just need a brake flush. Someone probably didn't top it up or something like that. We'll have to look and see if the master might be leaking. You can loosen it from the booster if it's easy to get to, and see if the back of the master is leaking in the booster. You can also pull the vacuum line out of the booster and dip a long tie wrap in there and see if brake fluid comes out on the tie wrap. That might be the easier way. Let's take a look. It's not tragically low. It's right at the minimum line. All right, as you guys know, I don't like to cross-contaminate the fluid, so the .4 cars, I just top it up. I'll do a wheel, get it pretty low, top it up, do another wheel. It's a little more time consuming, but it's okay. We got time. We got nothing but time. 9:30. I think I got an AC check too on a 2020 Hyundai. The customer's also waiting, but we're gonna do this one real quick. Matter of fact, when we come back, we'll be finishing it up. I think it's going to be too late for these calipers. Every single bleeder, I had to run that paper clip through and clear out. They were all corroded. And they have rubber caps on every one of them. So I fear that's what the inside of that caliper looks like. But for now, we'll have new brake fluid, and we'll see how it goes. We'll know the next time she needs brakes, I guess. She declined all the tires and stuff, but she said something about a bulb out. I looked at the lights, they all seem to work. But maybe there's a little tiny marker bulb or something. You guys take a look at that real quick too. There's like a green stain in the reservoir I can't get out. I'm not going to clean the whole thing out. I cleaned it off pretty good, but I left it a little low on the max line. I don't want to go right to max because the brake pads aren't new. If you put all new brake pads all the way around, then yeah, you fill it right to max after you pump the pedal up. You want it on max. That's a good indicator of what kind of shape the brakes are in, how high the fluid level is. If no one has been a dum-dum and topped it off because it was a little low, it doesn't go anywhere. If it went low, two things are happening. It's either leaking or the brakes are worn. So anyway, this one's done. I'm going to look at that light real quick. We'll take a look. I'll show you what I find after I figure out what light they're talking about. He said something about popping a bulb in real quick, but we haven't gotten to figure out if it's a bulb yet. There was no warnings on the dash too. These cars are usually pretty good about it. We'll see. Brake lights, third brake lights, backup lights, marker lights all work. I'm not sure what bulb they're talking about. Even the door lights seem like they're working. Let's go confirm up front. He just came out and asked me to make sure I double check the lights because one of them's out. But when I checked them earlier, I didn't see it. We'll see. Electric blue 2020 Hyundai Tucson. I couldn't find any bulbs out on the Mercedes. She said sometimes the bulb warning comes on telling her a bulb is out. But they might have a filament or something in a bulb going on. I don't know. I couldn't. 2020 Hyundai Tucson, 49,475 miles. They said the AC blows warm sometimes. You got it off, silly. It's not going to work if it's off. You got to turn it on. So let's do that. Give it a love rating of 4. Should be probably a 3. 49,000 miles on a 4-year-old car. I don't know. That's not bad, really. AC feels pretty good now, of course, with the rain keeping the temperature down, and it feels like it's probably upper 70s now. It would normally by now be in the upper 80s, but because we got liquid sunshine, it keeps it a little cooler, and it makes AC feel like it works even better. I'm going to get a thermometer, and we'll see what kind of vent temperatures we have before we do anything crazy. It blows warm sometimes. Majority of the time it's warm. Blows cold sometimes. So it's going to be an intermittent thing. The way it's working now, it honestly feels like it's going to be in the high 30s, which is good. But we're going to get a temperature device and verify my assumption. And if it is that cold, then we're dealing with something like a compressor that intermittently doesn't turn on, or relay or something like that. An intermittent, unusual problem that the customer is waiting for. Just another day in the office. Get the high-tech Kaiweets thermal camera going. Thermal imager. What is the proper name for that? You guys know? Ooh, doggy. What did I say? High 30s? Yeah. I'm not trying to brag or nothing, but even in vacation mode, I can still feel my temperature is pretty good. See if it's the same temperature on the other side. Oh yeah, mid-30s, mid-30s. Oh, it's actually a little colder than I thought. So don't worry, we'll figure it out. We got time. It's almost 10:30. We already made 1 hour today. This is going to be another half hour. Cha-ching! Everything's good. Everything is good. I hope you guys are knocking it out of the park, making tons of money where you're at. I'm rooting for you. I want to see everyone doing good, and it'll turn around. We'll get busier too. When you're on flat rate, super competitive, and you're doing everything you can to try to make money, but you're at the mercy of basically whatever happens with the work. I mean, they can't really predict ahead of time who's going to fix their car, who isn't. They usually get a good idea, but that's also, like I like to do, an assumption. So you never really know. So it's not something that's intentional or anything sinister. We're gonna go on vacation, a lot of relaxing, and sort things out after that. That's what I'm thinking. It is ice freaking cold in here, so I'm gonna enjoy it for about 10-15 minutes, maybe get my phone, go through some comments. I got a video that's at almost 900,000 views, the one with the seat clip in the Colorado. That video is blowing up. Subscribers, I'm having the best 28-day period for subscribers, the best 28-day period ever for views, and the best 28-day period for watch time. You guys are awesome. I appreciate that support. It seriously keeps me going, because you know, sometimes you're having a rough day, and I know I'm gonna have you guys watching, looking over my shoulder, so it helps a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. Let me go inside after a few minute break here, and we'll find out how often it does it. It says it's warm more than cold, and I've had it running already for 15 minutes flapping. So we'll be back in a second. And she says it does it all the time, and I came back out to the car and it's getting warmer. 51, 52, 53. So something's going on out under the hood. Normally when this is happening, I find the magnetic clutch bad, or the actuator solenoid in the compressor bad. And look at the rain coming down out there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but squirrel. Or the evap temp sensor can tell the computer, hey man, the evaporator's freezing, and it'll turn the compressor off. But normally it'll cycle back on before it gets up, and this feels like now it's even warmer. Yeah, it's climbing up to 60. See a little bit of flapping, man. Everything turns around. Don't panic. Keep rowing, and eventually you'll get to shore. Let's go take a look and see if the compressor's still on. I gotta be careful with background music today too, so. Oh, the compressor is not on. Let's go like this. I might need this light. We'll see if there's a relay in here we can give it a little love tap to. Sometimes just taking the cover off the fuse box, you'll hear the compressor go click if the relay is a problem. The contacts constantly close and open, and there's a little tiny arc as they do it, and eventually the contact goes bad. That's how they wear out. Sometimes electrically they'll open and the coil won't work, but that's pretty rare, I find. AC looks like this one. Nothing. All right, I think I'll put the scan tool on it. We'll see if it's upset about the evaporator being frozen or something weird like that. We'll see if it's telling the compressor to be on. And if it is telling it to be on, we'll test the relay. AC on, condition on, AC pressure, AC request to AECU on. Well, that doesn't sound right, because it's not on. I'm going to put a relay jumper in there. I have had a couple cars lately, my relay jumper set didn't fit. Hopefully that's not an issue, but we'll try that and see if it turns on. If it still doesn't, it's probably a bad compressor, 99.9%, because if this is on, a wire to the compressor, unless a wire is broken, which honestly I rarely see, 1 out of 75 compressors. But in any event, we can get in there and do a little digging before we swap it out. That's where we're headed. Let's see here. That's not good. I guess I could jump it out myself now that the cover came off. Doesn't hurt anything. You can actually see how a relay works. This little coil, when it gets power and ground, this coil energizes the door, shuts the door wherever the door is at. Gotta find it. I think it's under here, but I can't get to it. That's cool. Back to the original plan. Get it out of there and get a... I have a relay kit that you just push a button and turn it on. You can also jump it out once you know which legs are the 12 volt in and 12 volt out. When it's energized, you can jump it out with a fused lead. Contact is right here. It just pulls this up. Just the tiniest little bit of magnetism. And this is actually hot, so I'd be surprised if we don't have a bad compressor. We'll probably just replace this too if we do a compressor. Let's these two smaller legs are power and ground, and these are the input and output that when the relay is powered up, these two are connected. When the relay is off, these two are open. So we'll just connect them. That should be the one. I turn it off when I put it in there. See, that's what they do now, these turkeys. They work in cahoots with the tool manufacturers, and everyone bought these sets. So now they put these borders around them, so it's about 3 millimeters tighter, smaller, and you can't get the tool in there. So then you got to buy an updated kit for your relay jumper kit, and they'll sell you a new set that's 2 millimeters smaller. But what I do instead, because those guys can kiss my butt, I take my fuse jumper. Eventually I'm going to buy one of those kits, but first I need a torque wrench, a bleeder tool hose, and a couple of little things. Maybe a .4 dispenser. And I saw a little arc when I did that. That little arc that you see when you hook your jumper up is telling you that the circuit is working. It's trying to turn the compressor on. So this thing's got a bad magnetic clutch. Sometimes you can get the clutch separately, sometimes you buy the whole compressor. But we know what's wrong with it now. That little arc tells me the circuit integrity is good. There's a load on it, it's trying to get something done. Like when you hook up a battery negative terminal, you'll see a little arc. That's because things are turning on. So, compressor clutch, see what happens. Got my sensor for the camper, but I'm going to do the one for the Fusion that came in also. Be quicker and easier. I already had it sticking out of the bay a little bit. We're really cleaning up around here. It's electrifying. 19 millimeter, I believe, on my nuts. And once those are out of the way, that sensor should be, should I say it? Easy. Practically falls out of there. Connector. Comes with this bracket, but you got to take the sway bar link apart to use their bracket. I don't know why it comes with it. We're going to find out if I really have to take it apart to put the bracket on too. I'm hoping it's not different or something. No point disassembling a sway bar link. It's the same thing, right? Let's see. Oh yeah. Listen, man. Now I know this isn't going back in, so I'm not being real gentle with it. I was going to put this back together, it'd be a different story. But we know from Friday that when I jiggle the wire harness, boop, it went open and showed like 150 miles per hour or something, activating the traction control. 8 millimeter. So hard about that. That is how it's supposed to work. Sadly, it doesn't often. The release is on this side. I'm glad to see they got the holder on the same side as the release. I've seen so many vehicles where it's held in on the side, you have to pull out. But Ford, you know, Bill and Bob, they're always thinking of mechanics over there. Perfect. Alright, now get a little clipper-doodle, snapperoonie, whatever you want to call it. There's a million different names for it. Guy Ron that used to work here, he used to always say, yupperoonie. 50, 50, 50. Oh, man. That is a tight fit into the strut. I'm going to get it, though. I just got a giant hammer and smashed the crap out of it off camera. perfect. I really didn't want to hammer on the wire directly, so I used my needle nose to hold the wire and hammered on my needle nose with the appropriate hammer from Mac Tools. I'll pop this in, get that 8mm in there. We're going to take a look at some scan data and verify my 100% accurate diagnosis. That's right, I called it ahead of time. Feeling kind of bold when I'm on vacation mode. Where the heck did I put that wheel at? Oh yeah, right there. Top down. Might as well fire this thing up. Vehicle is on, I think. Nope. Is it on now? I don't know. Vehicle is on. Okay. 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 He doesn't want to mess with the TPMS sensors or any other stuff, but I know one thing. It's going to have good ABS brakes when we're done. This car gave me fits last Friday, if you guys watched that video. I hope you did. The first scanner I used on it said the ABS isn't talking, and it couldn't talk to like 15 modules on the CAN line. And out of frustration, I grabbed this scan tool because I had good luck with this on the motorhome as well. I hooked it up to this. It said there's 3 codes in the ABS module and there's no problems with the ABS module. So that doesn't happen very often. Honestly, it's like the second or third time I've seen it in all the years I've been using scan tools, but it can happen. So you got to be on your toes. Next time, when I have no communication, I'm not going to waste all that time that I did looking at fuses and wiring diagrams. I'll go grab a second scanner first. That's the reason that in this business you should always have more than one, honestly. If you're professional, you know, get something like this and get something that you can link to your phone or something as a backup. It's always good to have a second option. One scan tool manufacturer might not pay for something. One scan tool manufacturer might have a glitch in a certain function or menu item, so you never really know. I'm not going to scan all the codes again. I've already done that and sent a report from last week. I'm just going to dig into my ABS module. I'm going to clear default memory to start with. Read default memory. No codes. Going to do a key on engine off test. It's going through everything, talking to stuff, turning on the radio and all. No codes. Alright, now I'll bring up some data for this wheel speeds. I'm going to take this thing for a little drive in the parking lot. I'm really mad about the TPMS sensors. Let's put this up. We are on a Billy Joel run today in the music industry, so good for Billy. Left front wheel speed sensor, left rear wheel speed sensor, might as well look at them all, right? Right front wheel speed sensor, right rear wheel speed sensor, left front, left rear, right front, right rear, boom, graph. Now it might get mad that I try to drive this, and it is raining cats and dogs out there. If you guys have pets, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to back this thing out very safely. I'm going to flip it around here. And it is raining. Let's make sure we got good ABS data. We'll call this thing fixed. You gotta be real careful. No time for games. This thing's fixed. Alright, a little bit of a drive and back her into a parking space. And then we'll sit here and wait out the rain. The graphs all look great. So, pretty happy with that. Once the rain lets up a little bit, we'll get back in the shop. I don't know if I'm going to work on that camper ABS out in the rain, because it rains like sideways out there, and that camper, the sensor I got to do is in the back, and that one's sticking out the outside of the lift. So we'll come back. That'll only be a second. From our next trick, 2017 GMC Acadia. Check engine light was on last week. It's not on now, but we're going to see why it came on. Felt a little rough on startup. 87,947 miles. Pretty clean. I want to give this thing like an 8. What do you think? I'd say it's an 8. Pretty clean car. Let's see if we can find GM. They don't have to have a C on the end. Same thing. Generous Motors Corporation. Galactic Mistake Comrade. I just made that one up. That might not be that good. You tell me in the comments if you got one for GMC. Oh, I hear a rear fan working. That's nice. Something's taking a minute. I had the wiggle connector in the OBD2 port, and all of a sudden everything got happy. So there's either something going on with the connection in my tool or the connection in their OBD2 port. Smart scan. Uh-oh. All right, I'm gonna send a report. Then we're gonna see what there's one code in the ECM. Well, P0024, exhaust cam position system performance bank 2. So we did just perform an oil change, and I don't know if it was a little bit overdue, but when your oil changes are going overdue, those are the kind of codes you normally get. It's not a timing code, it's a camshaft position system performance code. So may mean it takes too long to respond, either coming on or turning off, and low oil or low oil quality could be a factor in that. So probably what I'm gonna have to do is see if I can find the mileage when it occurred last. See if the code's been cleared before. Maybe it's a recurring problem. So we're gonna take a look at that. We'll bring up some data, look at some cam timing. We're going to data stream, and distance since first malfunction 23,128 miles. Distance since last malfunction 23,128 miles. Ignition cycles with malfunction since first. So it hasn't happened since the last time it happened, and that was a long time ago. Why the light was just on last week, they said. Someone's not telling a true story. Let's look online. Code search. While we're here, we might as well. Indicates your camshaft is too far forward. 25 indicates your camshaft is too far backward. Retarded. Advanced. Retarded. 24 can also just be generalized system code indicating the camshaft isn't in the correct position. But the vehicle throwing the code doesn't have a specific code indicating how. I'm not sure why they say throwing. I guess it's like when people go to a restaurant and they order food and they say, I'll do the chicken parmesan. I'm like, woof, nobody wants to see that. Let's go down here. How to fix the codes. We know how to do that stuff. I would recommend an oil change first, honestly, especially since it's not doing it now. When I started up, it ran a little weird. So we'll bring up some cam timing and look at that. We have a pretty good idea what we're dealing with. I already did, but I wanted to show you guys. You can Google that kind of thing from this right from your scan tool. You don't need Identifix and all data do help streamline the process a little bit, and you're not relying on some guy on a forum. You know, honestly, if I was going to look this up on Google myself and not being having access to what the software we do, I would find a forum and I would find responses from General Motors technicians. Someone says, I work at the Chevy dealer. This code usually means this. Then you know you're on a pretty good, you know, I see 90% of the stuff you see online when you're trying to research that stuff is gibberish. Oh, have you checked the fuses? You know, people just want to contribute, and I guess it's kind of a good thing, but a huge majority of them have no idea what they're talking about, but they're still trying to help. So it's nice, but you got to be aware of that when you're searching to fix your problem. Let's bring up some cam data. Stop flapping. See if we can sort this out. Maybe it's something that'll be doing it. when I start it up, mostly. Camshaft position actuator data. That's not really how I say data, by the way. I just find it funny for some strange reason. When the camera's on, I say data. Desired exhaust cam position, desired intake. Desired exhaust and intake on bank 2. And now we can look up the actual camshaft position. Should be a camshaft position. Should be intake cam position. There's a lot of data PIDs to sort through. There you go. Now I should have my 4 desireds and my 4 actuals and be able to compare them. We can graph it. If you don't combine them, you'll be able to see all 8. They'll just be smaller. It's probably a little blown out in the glare because anytime it's a little dark and you have that screen up, it just goes pow, and the camera doesn't know how to adjust for that much contrast. So I got to remember to get a little closer, bump the quality up for you guys. Now that we got 1.6 million views for the past 28 days, double what we normally have because of a couple short videos. Right now, everything's zeroed out, so we'll bring up the engine speed. Sometimes you got to drive it and it has to be in gear to adjust the cam timing. Sometimes you don't. Let's try it. A little engine speed. About 2,000 RPM. $2,500. It's kind of sluggish over here from what it's desired and what it's actual. It's off a few degrees. 3,000 RPM. Interesting. Just in case it matters, I'm going to go drive it. I would think that desired is going to show you what it actually is going to try to do. But sometimes it'll tell you desired because it wants to make you happy, but it's not really trying to move them until you're driving, if that makes sense. Let me go take this thing for a drive, and then we will come back and see if this data is a little closer desired and actual. Right now it's off about 8 degrees. We're going to head out under the hood to take a look at that exhaust cam bank 2 solenoid. These things basically, I've seen everything from bad solenoids, metal in the solenoids, needs an engine, just needs an oil change, could be just about anything. Since we've just changed the oil, we potentially might have already fixed it, but I'm going to take a look. I don't remember exactly how hard or easy it was to get the solenoid out and take a look at the screen, see if there's debris in the screen or anything like that, sludge, that kind of thing, and then we'll have an idea where to go from there. If I don't see anything wrong with that, obvious wrong with that, or that concerning, then I'll probably just let her take it and bring it back if the code comes back, because I kind of have a feeling it's 80-something thousand miles, and a GMC usually can hold up about that long, but we'll see. Let's take a look. Uh-oh, it's not looking good. Not looking good at all. It's the back one that was easy. I was afraid of that. Probably could get them out taking the throttle body off and all, but that's not something that we're going to just pop out of there to look at it. Yeah, I have to get permission to take some stuff apart. We probably got to take the throttle body off and see if we can sneak it out to have it just to get a visual on it. But right now it's running good, and the light hasn't been on, she said, for a week. So all right, let me go talk to them. We'll see if we go any further with this one for today. We'll see what's going to happen. See if we could pop this monster in and fix this one too. That's a heck of a cord. All right, now I believe I did say right rear, right? Am I remembering correctly? I'm gonna wing it. It'll just be punishment if I'm wrong, and I'll have to move it, that's all. Let's see. I'm gonna need to get a swivel. Doesn't quite fit in my little net space I got there. Meanwhile, where's the other end of it? It goes here. There is a tie wrap. I'll have to get some of those. So I need a swivel, a tie wrap, or 2. And 3. Tie wrapper 3. Or 4. There it is. Couldn't be too bad, I guess. That's the end of it. It goes right up there. Let's see. Hopefully this is the right socket. I didn't check that. Might be bigger. Oh yeah. Back to the toolbox. Now the question is, do I take a guess? Or, oh, look at that thing. That's pretty big. It's the biggest I've seen this week. This is an E8, so it's like almost twice the size of that thing. That fits the front. I'm going with the old E11. See if that'll do it. Oh, well, that's no good. I got to get the other piece out. I wonder why it's not working. I mean, now we got a little bit of a dilemma. Oh, you know what? There's no piece in there. Just a broken sensor, and that's it. The rest of it's gone. I don't know why. This goes all the way in, and my hunch is right. It's raining again. I got some tie wraps. We're going to tie wrap this up. I'm going to finish nut buttoning this up. And we'll come back. We'll look at some data. Now this lift's a little, it's on the edge of being able to handle this truck. So, just a precautionary jack stand. Got all my tools. Didn't even leave my flashlight hanging on the frame. Let's go into wheel speed sensors. We'll select all. Should be at zeros. Uh-oh. The right rear still shows 40,723. That's concerning. I just put that sensor in and it's not, maybe I don't have it plugged in all the way. I'm gonna have to get under there again and check, make sure I've got the catch all the way latched. There was a little bit of dielectric grease in there, which sometimes keeps you from plugging them all the way in, so I'll have to wipe it all down. Try one more time. We should have all zeros, what we're looking for. When you have a good connection, it's going to read 0. Well, we wanted rain. We got rain. Just be careful what you wish for. Finally got my Tecton torque wrench. But it's not from Tecton. It's from Lasers in the comments all the time, always contributing to the channel. I appreciate that, man. That's awesome. He sent it to me because I keep putting off buying my own. You guys are awesome. That is very fancy. It's I think that might even be a step up from the one I have now. I don't know. It looks slightly larger. That's pretty cool. Get mine out of my toolbox. They get me another sensor on that van I got outside. Yeah, mine's a tiny little guy. I feel so insignificant compared to M now. I don't know if his name's Matt, Mark, Mitchell, Mike, Marshawn. I'm not sure, but it's M. Laser. I know that much. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. All right, we got the really bad low spots filled with some fiberglass putty. The rest of these little ones, that's no big deal for a little body filler. But closing up the shop now. That's it for today, guys. another slow day. Looks like it's going to be a slow week, and then when I go on vacation it'll be even slower. But I'm going to try to do something to come up with some videos for you guys. I got a couple little projects I'm working on that we're going to have, so we'll have something for that week. Appreciate you guys watching. Torque the like button if you got anything from today's video. I'd really appreciate that. Subscribe if you're new. We're getting a lot more views this week. We had a couple of shorts that are really blowing up, so I appreciate the support. But more than anything, I hope I see you in another video, because you're awesome.